Hello, and welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to Skygate, our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game that takes place almost completely underground. Last time...
Just as we are almost completely underground. Right
almost completely underground. You guys spent a little bit of time above ground. We're like half underground.
Right.
We're all sitting.
I haven't been above ground this whole campaign.
That's true.
I meant like...
Some of you have never gotten...
Right. I know what you're talking
Spiritually, I am in a hole. You all had a very nice dinner last time, negotiated a potential business contract, and now have a task to complete in order to kind of finalize that contract. You know that the cave you had previously cleared out opened up into a gemstone cavern that could be very lucrative, but apparently has some other problem inside of it.
As is usually the case.
Yeah. They'll be lucrative until we run out of depletion counters.
Should we take our new recruit?
You don't get two. You don't get two.
Give her some
Gemstone cavern.
She's off the staff.
Is it in your opening hand?
I want her abilities.
I don't want Jocelyn.
It was not good.
I have already gotten way too many likable NPCs killed over the course of our various D&D
Are you trying to take Aurora with us?
that I would like to not get another lovable NPC killed
Yeah, no.
by
She's a
dragging them
sorcerer.
along.
She's a combatant.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to take her.
That's what
Was
the
to see
enemies will
what she
think.
can do, is get her experience, get her out there on the field.
Yeah, nah. We're good.
You guys are so small-minded.
Or is it one that it's a luck counter if it's in your opening hand?
If
Not as a luck counter.
if she asks to come along, that's different. But we're not gonna just uproot her and drag her along.
I think she's more concerned about trapped by her sister than she is judging no one.
But we did hire her.
We did. She's doing office.
Yeah, she's our she's another secretary.
No, she's our researcher.
Oh, that's what's
Our arcane researcher. And also and mind control specialist.
That's why she needs to come with us.
Her unofficial title is mind control specialist.
She does magic.
Officially, she is an arcane.
Also known
researcher.
She does
also
magic.
Also known as human resource.
You do. She does that. You're just
HR now.
You're just letting us go.
I would like to go scout out a gemstone cavern.
Okay. You all going with him?
Oh, well, I assume this is the next day,
Yeah.
There's your night's sleep after that dinner.
which means we need breakfast.
First and foremost.
Egg sandwiches.
Ew.
Eggs, toast, bacon. In a sandwich. That's a 14.
They're good. Very good. Very good egg sandwiches. That morning there is also a missive that arrives for you, Lala,
Oh.
describing the kind of specifics of the upcoming date you have with one Prince of the Underground. Excuse me. Basically,
That makes him sound like a rapper.
Prince of the Underground.
it's your boy Warbin, Prince of the Underground. So the dinner party, essentially the royal dinner party you got invited to, that he said he could get your friends to go to as well. He's saying that basically you are the only person who could be an honored guest. However, each honored guest is given the opportunity to bring with them up to 3 individuals: a retainer, a servant, and an escort. Retainer being a right-hand man, servant being a servant, and escort being bodyguard, or what you're thinking.
As soon as
You guys lost
you
touch.
just looked at each
Yeah,
other.
your rap master. Yes, I knew that was gonna happen, but I don't care. It's escort. That's the term they use.
Oh.
And so you can bring 3 people. If you want to bring others, they will either, like, he's saying that it is not traditional for him to bring anyone to this, as like he can't have a retainer or anything like that. So you guys would have to either go with other guests and get assigned jobs for them, or he could try to get you on as like staff, but you'll have a hard time interacting much in the party.
No, we could just take 3.
The question is, who's she
She's already picked
taking?
him out.
Well, it's just that.
I am happy to bodyguard for some other noble.
So
that
the
sounds
other
like
thing
a
is
lot
that
of fun.
pretty much all of the clan leaders are going, as well as a couple other important people from around the city. So there is the opportunity to get on as other roles for other individuals that you guys have working relationships with. That's not still till later in the week, but that arrives just to give you time to get your orders in affair filled.
There we go.
I think it'd be so funny
I'm gonna
if
show
you're
everyone the note. Be like,
I just said orders in affair instead of affairs in order.
affairs in order.
But
Do you
yeah,
have your orders in affair?
Orders.
your orders had an
You know what? I'm just
affair?
gonna shoot you.
I was not given an order to have an affair. No.
That being said, you get that missive, you have a tasty egg sandwich, and the group of you arrive to the Rubyfist mines. You know which cavern to go to, and you are given access to do so.
I think by and large, I'm just considering this an initial scouting mission. If we feel like whatever is found down there we can just handle. Like, either way, I'll go down there and come find out what's down there and then head back up.
Maybe our resident cleric could take a look at what remains of the body.
Yeah, we should examine the body.
And you can see there is a couple of guards posted outside of this. They look like miners who are standing
Collapse
there just
the
to tell
tunnel of
people to be
somebody.
like telling people to fuck off if they go near the entrance. But if you walk up and the group of you arrives, they'll say that you're welcome to go in. That they got the go ahead from Tolvir, and that the body that was recovered is being stored in here currently.
But I'll go scout it out and then just come right back up unless I die. And then we can decide from there. I think whether we want to go make special preparations for whatever's down there. Like if we decide we need 50 gallons of lantern oil and a hand pump or
You
something.
always need that.
We need
I
door
didn't give you
hinges.
guys another ghoul hole to clear out.
It's always a cool.
No, what we need is door hinges.
Just go down there and put a door on it.
I'll put my raven with you,
Okay.
so that way.
Do you want to just keep your raven a little ways back from me?
Yes. Well, he won't be able to see you. Now that I think about it.
That's true.
It's too dark. Well, there goes that idea.
I mean, he can just go.
I mean, it should be able to see whatever I see.
Yeah.
As
Why
far
don't
as,
you
like-
send the raven in first? That way, if the raven gets eaten, you'll see it and you can run back.
Real raven in the
Because
coal mine.
I won't know necessarily if the raven gets eaten.
Right. You won't
Oh.
instinctively know like I would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But-
never mind.
I can't communicate with it.
I guess you guys won't be in communication, but we can. I'll tell the raven to go scout it out, and I'll know if it dies, and then I'll be like, ah, shit. Hopefully, my raven, if it gets eaten, will be eaten in such a spectacular way that you will be able to see it and go, ah, shit, and fuck off.
Take notes.
Or vice versa. You might get eaten in such a spectacular way.
Right,
that
the
can
raven
see
takes
it.
it. Yeah.
And
Whether it can see me or not, it can see.
So-
it can see something invisible being savagely mauled.
It won't be able to telepathically communicate with me, but it can travel. I believe it was 2 miles away from me, with,
Sure.
just as part of the thing. But I will double check that while
Sounds
we
good.
get other things.
The other things is that. So you're going down.
Weren't we gonna do a
Yeah,
medical?
no, I guess we'll examine.
Oh yeah, examine the body.
Yeah,
Examine the
sorry.
body, of course.
How's the body
Let
look?
me tell you what to do.
At a
Mr.
cursory glance.
Doctor?
At a cursory glance, you see less of a body and more of a husk. There is a dwarven body in front of you that looks more or less, this is going to be awful, like a skin suit. Like the inside, the majority of the insides are not there anymore. What's your medicine roll? 9. With a 9, you do find a puncture hole on, like, kind of under one of the ribs on the side of this thing. It seems like a pretty decent stab wound centered there, and it seems like the inside of it is charred a little bit, and there's not anything in there anymore.
I feel like
Is
you
it
know what
Sheba?
this is.
No, it just sounds horrific.
Oh.
Is it El Chupacabra?
Chupacabra.
Until
Yes,
further
yes,
notice, we assume it is a chupacabra.
This isn't like, and I don't mean like the blood is sucked dry from this thing. I don't mean like it's all skin and bones. I mean like
It is
its
skin.
innards, bones, organs, meat, blood vessels, nerves aren't there anymore, and charred husk is what remains on the inside.
It's just the skin.
Essentially just the skin.
He's been Ed Gein.
Ooh.
Wow. Oh. Oof.
And you can also see where the eyes were. The eyes are gone, and there's a bit of like char around the sockets, like something maybe came, like the eyes melted away almost.
Still want to go in there by yourself?
Hey, we don't need business.
Heck, to be honest, now I'm more curious than I was before. I mean, am I allowed to make a nature check
Absolutely.
to try and figure out what in the world this thing is?
Absolutely.
Erickson would love to tell you what's
I know
going
the
on.
Underdark.
You know the Underdark well?
That's a 5 because my nature's not great.
You know the Underdark pretty well? You got no idea what could do this in the Underdark. You're like, I know that there's like mind flayers in the Underdark and they burr holes and like suck brains out, but there's no fire involved and it's usually just the rain.
This mind flayer got a little too carried away.
Yeah, this doesn't. This is ringing 0 bells besides alarm bells.
I didn't hear no bell. I didn't hear no bell.
Hey, you weird creature. I didn't hear no
when you have a cleric that can do a D4 healing from range, that's what a whole fight turns into. Knocks you down and get back up.
Ronnie, did you prepare that spell?
I did.
Thank you.
Hooray!
Okay, well.
What's
Healing word.
Once again,
Valuable.
clerics busted. Being able to just switch out your
Healing
spells
word.
whenever you want.
That's
Healing word is the strongest spell in
That's
D&D
weird.
based on like level 2 power.
Yeah, for sure.
See, part of me's slightly worried that we got like some sort of changeling situation or something. Something that would need skin suits.
Right.
Maybe.
But it might just be an after effect.
Right.
Of, yeah. Ugh. Yeah. No. Lots of bad. Because it's also if they do use the skin suits, then that's just equally as horrifying. But it's also horrifying, like the process to get a skin suit. So it's kind of like a too bad.
It's probably some kind of like fire scorpion.
That's your bet.
That's my bet.
All right, taking bets. We got one on fire scorpion.
My money's on fire
Mine's
scorpion.
on fire centipede.
Fire centipede. Okay.
Changeling. Or changeling doppelganger.
Doppelganger situation.
Fire spider.
Fire spider.
You don't have insects.
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
I'm gonna go with.
Clearly, it's not a chupacabra. It's a chupa dwarf. It's a dwarf sucker.
It's a chupa dwarf, bro.
Because it's not chupacabra. Just means it's
goat
it's
sucker.
goat sucker. Essentially, it's suck goat. It sounds like an insult. It's suck goat.
Can we get t-shirts made that just say suck goat?
No.
I just have a charred set of dwarven skin.
Honestly,
Flat
That's the
dwarven
first
skin
thing on our
suit.
merch store.
honestly, I want one that just says "suck goat" that has a picture of a chupacabra.
That's what we have the t-shirt
I
ideas.
can
We
make
just need to
that if
start making
someone buys me a cricket. I can make those.
Fuck yeah, I want that. I want a suck goat shirt and a ass-kicking leg, regular leg pair of socks.
I'm gonna go with just a whole bunch of like tentacles. Like it's like an eldritch abomination. Like it's just a whole bunch of.
Oh.
Yeah. It gets you.
See, if it was a dried husky, we're standing around this guy's body and having a discussion like this. If it was a dried husky, I would say like mummy or something. Just a skin suit, I don't really know what to do with it.
I need to make that
Or
hidden track
it's a
on
group
the
of hot individuals that need skin suits. I hope.
Size skin suits? Man,
Yeah.
we all hope for hot witches, but it's not gonna be hot witches.
I
It's
know.
never hot witches.
The only witches I throw are not hot ones. They're hags. I'm sorry. It's
Exactly.
just
Yeah,
I will never grace you with a hot witch.
It's always a trick.
the one
My
attractive
heart
witch I
and soul.
keep throwing at a campaign Erickson can't stand.
So we have Hulk Hag, and are we gonna get Macho Hag, Handy Savage?
Handy Savage. You do not want to go on a date with Handy Savage. We used to call her old Indian rug burn. And with that, you have thoroughly
episode over.
investigated the corpse.
Off I walk into the mine, hopefully to die after that conversation.
Yeah. I'll send the raven
That
along
ain't
with you. That ain't awesome.
That's good. That's good. I enjoyed that. All right.
He is intelligent, so if you mention I'm gonna go this away, then he'll at least be in your vague area.
Wait here.
Okay. So you are sneaking into this tunnel. Again, it's going to be a while. If you guys are staying at the mouth of the cave and waiting for him, like, he's going to be a long ways
I know
away.
the route down to to the spot where I go to get high.
Right. And we can move down that far, like that way.
To the mouth of that cave?
Or at least you guys could move down to where we fought the Kruthiks.
Right. Because then we
that's
can
kind of a
back
nice
you up,
little staging area.
Yeah. That way, when you come running out, we fight it there instead of at the mouth of the cave, or hopefully we're closer to back you up. It's
and-
fewer rounds you have to run. You don't get munched.
Taking the Kruthic Burrow tunnel, it is still going to be like, he's going to be moving at a quick pace, 20 minutes away from you guys, if you stay where you fought the Kruthiks, just to get to where he
I
was
am
last.
ranger, so I can move quickly and quietly.
Yeah.
Alright.
What I'm saying is, if he inevitably gets himself in trouble, you guys are not in reinforcement range.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're in hopefully he can run away range.
Well, that's kind
Or
of
win
his
the
whole
fight on
character.
his own.
Is hopefully he can run
Do
away.
I need to name
He can get you like some kind of like sleep scroll or something, so that way if you get into trouble, you're like, ah,
So I can put myself to sleep so I don't feel it.
yeah.
I cast sleep.
It's the pistol with one bullet strategy.
When I get... They didn't mention how far down this like crystal cave was, did they?
They do.
Okay.
Gemstone cavern.
I will...
What colors is that tab for?
I'm probably not really gonna start like truly sneaking until I hit the spot where I got high last time,
Okay.
and then from there I'll actually like sneak
Getting
quietly.
there, you can see cleared rubble and scorched, fleshy remains of what was probably some of that tentacly, viney stuff.
Does it seem like the scorched remains keep going for a while?
It seems like they lead back towards, like, further back in this cave, and they go beyond your dark vision. It seems like it grew this direction, and it started to grow through this rock, essentially, and then they lit it, and it burned back. At least that far.
Back.
I'm gonna keep moving.
Okay. Now you're moving stealthily. Go ahead and roll me stealth.
Sure, my raven will stealth.
Yeah.
That's an 11 for
Alright.
me from stealth.
8 plus whatever ravens have. Ah, I see.
There's stealth, there's +2. So what was your roll?
A tenor.
A 10er. 10er and an 11er? Mm-hmm. Okay.
At least my ravens
This
don't
one
let
goes
you
to
down.
11.
You guys are moving through what you think is fairly quietly through this tunnel. It goes. You're traveling another decent distance in this tunnel. As you travel, you can see that it kind of like winds. It kind of moves different directions, but it seems
How would you
almost with
roll
intent.
any other way?
Like this thing grew straight down this tunnel and had gone to those rocks before it burned away. And as you're walking, it burned back. It seems like you don't know, either it got lit on fire and the fire just spread all the way back, or they burned all the way back with this whatever this thing was.
This stuff just... If it's the first option, this stuff would make a hell of a fuse.
Certainly could.
The second option is much more reasonable.
Heading along, it's probably another 15-20 minutes of moving quietly through this tunnel, that you start to get out to where it seems to open into the cavern it probably originated from. You can see out ahead. There's not really any light to see it, but with your dark vision you can just kind of see the jagged edges of gemstone or crystal that seems to be around the outside of this opening. That seems like it's a crystalline wall that got carved into by this Kruthic.
I am going to... When I hit the edge of that cavern, I'm going to spend a spell slot, which I already have marked down. I forgot to unmark it, so I'll just leave it.
There you go.
For primeval awareness,
Okay.
which just means within... Technically this counts as the Underdark, so I think it's...
Oh, it's not technically. welcome to the show.
Technically,
but
you guys have just stepped into the
sensed
Underdark.
I sensed the background music change a while ago.
you get the Dark Souls like, wah, like
Um,
thing pop up.
the
Names.
like Yeah, the like zone transition thing. So within up to 6 miles, because I'm in my favorite terrain, I can sense any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Within 6 miles. If there are any, I don't know how many or where they are.
You
I
just know that there
if
are.
they're there.
Within 6 miles of where you currently are,
Problem.
that's tricky for 1. 2 of those will definitely trigger. 1 is a maybe. 6 miles, probably not. So, you can sense that there's at least 1 aberration, and there's at least 1 celestial in that range.
Well, that one's weird.
You're one of those. Aberration, that makes sense. Celestial.
An angel chupacabra.
Angel Cobra.
Them dwarves were sinners.
Angel, no, that's just angel goat. Cobra is goat. Chupa is suck.
Nope.
Angel goat.
Angel goat. Angel goat.
That is a new thing.
I do like that you just assumed that the cobra was the sucker. At least, this is what leads to translation errors.
That's why I said suck goat, because Chupa Cobra is suck goat.
Are there any?
Just that idea of suck goat, and it's just dead dwarfs.
Are there any like? Can I track where the dwarves went once they got in here?
Give me a survival.
16.
16.
If I can find out where they died,
You
I
can-
find out what killed them.
You can see a couple things. One, you can see that winding off deeper into this gemstone cavern is the scorched remains of that kind of vine. You can see that it seems to, again, as far as your vision will allow you to see, it's burnt that far back. You can tell that the dwarves, it seems like, kind of moved into this cavern in multiple directions. It seems like a couple different times, or at least like maybe moving forward and backward. What was the total? Sorry, it was 16. With the 16, you can also like see what looks like near the mouth of the cave here some bits of like scorch mark. Almost, it looks like, looking at it, it's because it's a tracking check. It's like a drip pattern, like something hot lava, hot drippy like liquid had like dripped and hit the ground a couple drops and left little scorch marks in this area. There doesn't seem to be anything above you. It is a beautiful, like, crystalline, like, gemstones and crystals coat all around the outside of this cavern. There's multiple large pillars of crystal in the middle of it. There's no light, so you don't have the kind of glowy, translucent, like, kind of shine of gemstones, but you can just pick out the shape and jagged nature that seems to coat a lot of this cavern.
And I can't see like the far side of this cavern.
You can't. You cannot. It seems fairly large.
I'd probably like to for like maybe at most 10 minutes or so, walk one direction.
Okay.
Or like move one direction along the
Outside edge.
Along the outside edge. Just to, I guess part of it to get an idea of just how big it is,
Okay.
unless like doing that distance runs me into something interesting or brings me, what feels like a good
Left or
chunk
right?
away. Let's do left.
Okay. What was the directions you gave your bird?
Follow the singular path, and then once it's there, just keep going straight.
Okay.
And but go slow, so that way in case something munches you or.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a stealth for it. You can roll me a stealth with advantage.
+2, 17.
17?
24.
24.
Hey, that's much better.
You are the Lord. Luckily, you rolled bad in the tunnel that had nothing in it, and rolled good in the cave that might have something in it.
It has an aberrant and a celestial.
Within 6 miles.
Within
Within
6
6 miles, there is an aberration and a
That
celestial.
could be. Who knows? It's like playing Minecraft and hearing zombie noises in a cave, and you're like, that guy could be fucking anywhere. He could be
Literally three-dimensionally around me. You go around for a while, only a couple minutes of walking. It seems like this is a sprawling gemstone cavern, probably it'd be a lucrative cavern to have access to. Lots of gemstones and crystalline structures all over in this thing. A little hard to traverse. You have to kind of step around at times because this is like jagged, sharp crystal. The floor of the cavern has less of it, but there's still a decent amount of it, so you have to watch your step. Very much not like stabbing. There's some difficult terrain and some dangerous terrain and stuff
Well,
here that you're
difficult
able to
terrain does not slow me down.
You are able to dart around in this. You're used to moving through caverns, but you think like if everyone else was in here, they would want to have good light to see where they were going, and they might be slower in some areas.
It may not slow. How is Natural Explorer worded? Is it just me that gets the benefit,
Or is it your party?
or is it the party? Because some of the benefits from
I knew we
Natural
kept you around
Explorer,
for some reason.
Natural Explorer is great.
I would like
for
a
the,
perception check.
Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel.
But that's travel.
That's right.
Travel, not in combat.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So if you guys are just traversing through here, you could keep pace. But I'm just saying, like, in other cases,
The perception check is a 1.
a natural one.
A natural 1.
Oh, does the Raven get one? Is it
Go ahead and
good
roll it.
stuff?
Yeah, I guess we'll let the Raven.
Let's
Yeah.
go, Raven boy.
What do you mean again?
The Raven doesn't even have dark vision.
What?
I guess you just went crazy.
Raven, it gives me dark vision, but it doesn't have dark vision itself.
Unless yours has a special extra type of vision.
I don't think. I think it
this
just
Raven
says
has
it's a
dark
Raven.
vision.
What? Ravens don't have dark vision?
Do you want to know the other thing that I think may not have dark vision by the base rules? Just like a regular cat.
Major commands.
Okay.
So when it's perched on my shoulder, I get 30 feet of dark vision and a bonus by passive perception. But it doesn't have
doesn't
dark
roll.
vision
Yeah, so
itself.
like a regular just cat.
I'm gonna give it 30 feet of dark vision
Okay.
since it's your special fancy Raven.
Thank you.
Even if that's not
I-
an actual thing, because
Once again,
why would it
we
give
can-
you dark vision if you don't? If it
A
doesn't have
regular cat familiar, like just a cat by the statistics, does not have dark vision.
Silliness.
weird statistical things they have to
Yeah.
do probably. Anyway, we'll say yours has 30 feet because
Thank you.
that makes more sense to me. You can go ahead and roll that.
Perception. It's a 9 plus whatever its
Hey,
perception
look,
modifier.
man, I'd re-roll it if I had the
Perception's plus
inspiration to
C, so-
re-roll it. There's nothing I can do.
Wait.
You wandering into this cave, we're going to say that you will notice something, but not until you're incredibly close to it. The Raven, looking around, it's kind of shooting straight down the middle. It does not run into this. Its perception looking around, it sees more of this crystalline cavern. It can only see 30 feet really around it at any time. And this is a pretty large, sprawling cavern. It doesn't see much of anything apart from crystal. But with you, like, kind of turning, you, like, stop as you're, like, realize, like, it's kind of easy to miss this thing because it is very stone-like and it is hovering in dark space. So it kind of fits back to the shape of what is behind it and beyond it.
Hovering in dark space, you're saying?
Hovering in dark space is exactly what I
Hovering
said.
in dark space is the name of the stoner metal band.
Yeah.
Hovering in dark space. You can see floating there a. Can you discern color with your dark vision? Do you know?
I think mine
Most
does
don't,
not.
but-
I think most don't. I don't think mine says that you can.
What you can see floating in the air here, and it's not really like I'm kind of doing this like it's like stationary,
Right.
like floating
A
fairly stably, not
Honestly.
really like
A beholder.
no, not a beholder. What looks like a stone carapace, like it looks like a stone like tube almost with a large opening in the front of it, and you can see, and because you have good dark vision, you can like the central kind of circular opening is just pure impenetrable darkness. It is like a shadow that dark vision can't see through at the front of a, almost like a spyglass large size spyglass made of stone. Dangling underneath of which you see 3 tendrils of shadow, all of which are that same dark, almost like they're semi-transparent almost, but they're like physically there. They're like a solid and a gas at the same time of darkness. At the end of each of those 3, you can see dangling loosely, kind of cone-shaped stone prongs almost. And this thing seems to be like motionlessly, like without much sway or movement at all, hovering in place here. Roll me another stealth check. This one's going to be straight stealth because of your crit fail and perception, you got very close to it.
22.
22? It doesn't seem to stir at all as you approach. You seem to you see kind of pause, and you can see the only movement it has is it's very slowly panning to one side, and this kind of orb of darkness in the front center of it is
Scanning
kind of
for target.
scanning. Yeah.
For target.
Orb of darkness.
Orb of darkness, yeah.
Well, I'm playing D&D. It's just like
Everything is a stoner
yeah.
metal. Man.
Sounds like tentacle monster to me.
Give me a contract. I figured out what it is.
Weird. How do we fight this?
Shattered.
Are you asking that too?
Huh,
Hey.
how would we fight?
Oh God! Hey yo, how would we kill you if we were trying? Turns and looks, doesn't see anybody. It's like damn voices in my head, trying to get me to kill myself again.
Those dwarves give me indigestion.
That is what you see.
I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the party. I think strongly, in fact, I might be the dumbest person in the party. Does anybody else have an 8 intelligence?
Nope. I'm gonna double that.
You are indeed the dumbest person in the party.
Right. So my knowledge of like the arcane isn't profound.
You could do a nature, right?
I suppose my nature's not much better.
Right. But you have proficiency in
I do
it,
have
so you would
proficiency.
technically know.
Definitely roll
yeah,
a nature
is-
for what this thing is if you know what it is.
Or if it's like, at the very least, like, does this thing seem to be natural or magical in nature? I guess.
That's gonna, depending on what you're trying to glean, will depend on whether it's more of a nature or an arcana check. I'd let you roll both if you want.
I'll try both.
Okay.
Nature has only a very slightly chance of being better than. I'll start with the arcana, just because like this seems. I have a little bit of magic, being a ranger. This seems like magical bullshittery to me. That's a 11 on
Okay.
arcana. And nature is a 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. With the arcana, I mean, the fact that it's hovering could certainly be something magical, some sort of magical effect. The fact that it's like
It's just full of healing.
impenetrable darkness, like it is essentially like darkness in a like stone shell that is seemingly sentient to some level. You haven't heard of any spell that could produce
Right.
something like this. It could certainly be a magical effect, but the magical nature of it is hard for you to glean
Right.
specifics.
Like it could be potentially like a magical creature, I suppose.
With the nature check, you are pretty damn confident nothing like this exists in the Underdark that you've ever heard of. This is if this is a creature of the Underdark, it is from such a dark, twisted corner of the Underdark that even like seasoned Gloomstalkers have not run into this before.
You're about to be a seasoned Gloomstalker.
From like conversation, like you know pretty well a lot of the creatures that frequent down here, either through experience or through stories. This one is neither of those. It's not something you've ever heard of.
So unfortunately, that only solves, I feel like, half of the problem of what's down. This solves the fate of the dwarves.
Right.
This doesn't necessarily deal with the tendril side of the tentacle thing side of things. I push my luck. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go back to the entrance.
Okay.
And follow the burnt tendril path this time.
Okay.
Well, that's something. The boss man's a wizard. He'll come up with
He'll figure it out.
some plan to deal with that thing.
Oh, with the stick.
A wise practitioner of magic.
What's your plan? Candle, go in there and poke it with this stick.
Is it a magic stick? Nah.
This is a fearsome creature of the Underdark. Could suck everything out of your skin in 3 seconds flat. I'm gonna go poke it with a stick.
You go
Oh, she's angry.
Your raven doing a straight line will get to the opposite end of this cavern and then fly back to the entrance. Without this thing is off, kind of tucked more to the left of this huge cavern. The path of this other tendril seems to branch more to the right.
That's
and
kind of what I figured.
following the burnt remains of it, it seems to travel back, and then eventually get to a different cave, or like different system that seems to lead into this cave from deeper down in the Underdark. And as far as you go, the tendril seems to be burned back.
Weird.
Wow.
Very weird.
Very flammable, though. Good to keep that in mind.
Very good to keep in mind. And this tunnel isn't collapsed at all.
It is not.
Okay.
We'll have to do that later. Or it's our path deeper into the Underdark to do our things that are totally legal and above board.
Yeah, until we can actually do it legally and above board.
Right.
Fascinating. Well, back to the surface, I suppose.
Okay.
This cavern seems to have one threat in it at present, as far as I can tell. And somewhere down here, there's a frickin' celestial.
Within 6 miles.
Not sure what to do with that information.
The
Disturbing.
2 birds arrive back outside of the cavern after probably in total like an hour and a half or more, 2 hours maybe.
I didn't feel my bird die, so
bird,
I was
yeah,
fairly
your bird
confident that
didn't
you're
die.
still alive.
And both of the birds return.
Alright. I look at the bird. What's the report, soldier?
Your bird says, I didn't see shit.
Okay, so
Oh.
they cleared the old blockage and burned the root thing that made me high last time.
Right.
No idea what's at the other end of that. As far down as I could go, well into the Underdark, it's been burnt.
Okay.
So
Something to worry about later.
they set fire to it at one end and it went all the way, as far as I can tell. The crystal cavern that they're talking about has another entrance to it, into the Underdark, which is where that root thing came from. That goes farther down. The crystal cave itself has a giant... It's not something from the Underdark, and if it is something from the Underdark, it's nothing I've or any other Gloomstalker has ever encountered, but it seems like it's what probably killed our dwarves.
Okay.
Giant stone tube, cone, spyglass, with impenetrable blackness in one end, multiple shadowy tentacles, and stone-ish prongs on the end of them. Hovering in the air and scanning for targets.
Alright. Could I roll an Arcana to know if
Absolutely.
that sounds like some magical contraption that I know of? Hey. With my Arcana, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That is not something you have ever heard of. There's certainly no spell or magical effect you've ever heard of that creates something like that. It sounds like a creature, like, just from the description, that you don't really know nature that well. You can certainly roll nature if you want. Like, it doesn't... It sounds like something potentially extraplanar.
Fair. Alright. I'll roll the nature just to be sure, but I don't.
I assume it's the aberration that I
16.
could sense
No.
in the Underdark.
No creature you've ever heard of the material plane looks like that.
Alright.
Specifically.
Maybe we can find an expert on extraplanar entities.
There is also, for what it's worth, a celestial somewhere down there.
Well, that's disturbing. But,
Well, if you've got a problem with celestials,
well, I mean, just if it's in the Underdark, then something's fucky.
probably true. Just in
Based on
general.
my Arcana check, would that line up with like an aberration? Like that would be like extraplanar.
Yeah, aberrations can be abominations of this or other things.
Right.
But typically, like, an aberration is like an otherworldly creature a lot of the time.
Fair.
It is aberrant.
Aberrant. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's up to you guys. Well, we can go and try and do like a quick research thing, or we can just ball up and fight it. But personally, I'd like to try to. If we can get an edge, then we can get an
I
edge.
think we
but-
should try to figure something out about it, but I kind
Yeah.
of doubt anybody here's going to know anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would need to go do more research away from here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do just a quick, maybe. Let's see, who would know about aberrations?
The
and,
magic
like, the magic
shop?
folks, probably. Yeah, the rune hearts. Would they be a likely candidate for?
More than the average people of Skygate. Skygate's focus on aberration knowledge tends to be aberrations of the Underdark. If this creature is not of the Underdark, then there's probably not a ton of knowledge to be found on it.
Or
Might just
maybe a
have the
dwarf from
You can't even hurt
a
this
sorority as well. A dwarf from a sorority who is very into
Crystals.
crystals.
They can tell you the right gemstone to use to weaken this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And give you a sweet deal on some moon water.
Yeah.
You can just figure out where its crown chakra is.
That makes me want to visit that metaphysical gift shop in Gunnison. I've never been in there, but every time I drive by, I'm like, what's a metaphysical gift shop?
They're just kind of like gifts.
But they're just
It's a rock shop, but the person who owns it
doesn't want to
doesn't
call
want
it
to call it a rock shop.
There's tax
That's
rates.
my.
Listen, you can't convince me that those places aren't just like money laundering facilities.
They're just weaponizing humanity's love of cool-looking rocks for profit.
Yeah, I don't
They're pretty
necessarily know if we. I mean, we could try the rune hearts, but this city, as far as I'm aware, doesn't necessarily have like a resident.
Isn't there like a
expert
big
knowledge.
library?
Well, that's like.
Do you guys know of a
way
huge
away.
library, not continentally, but across the sea from the mountain range?
Oh,
area?
The archive of the Kibadachi Isles?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we would have
Biggest
to
library in the
go to the
continent.
surface, travel to the coast, and then.
And then sail across to an
And as the
island.
tagline says, most of this campaign is underground.
Yeah.
We can't leave underground.
And I think like
There's
our
only one way to leave underground. You have to take the
our
red pill.
clients would probably prefer that we got this sorted,
Right.
and didn't just like fuck off.
You're not certain this thing could fit in the tunnel that you went down. It probably could. It'd be a tight fit, but you don't know how long it would take it to find that hole, and if it would go through it, and if you'd come back to much at all if that thing made it out.
It's just an impenetrable wall of blackness, just slowly
Oh, God.
crawling its way up the tunnel. But if that's its weak spot, that would really be presenting
I think
us
that's
with
a
gold
strong
opportunity.
spot.
I would say its
Isn't it-
rocky hide is probably
Can we
strong.
bring some spells that make like magical bright light? Maybe that would mess
That's
with
what,
it.
that's what I was thinking, because it has
A
darkness
scroll
and
of
stuff.
daylight or something like that.
I'm pretty sure the cleric could prepare something like that.
Oh,
My God, I'm a cleric.
Can't compare daylight. It is a third level spell.
yeah.
Shoot.
That's
I
all
can.
you can cast
Next
like
level.
light or dancing lights.
I got
I could do
We gotta go
dances.
grant some XP real quick. It's like a little
Or some goblins we can beat up.
You think you could certainly try. You think that there's probably not a lot of extra planar knowledge to be gained here, apart from more niche experts of the rune hearts that you may or may not be able to get access to.
That's right. Yeah, I think at this point we all signed up to go fight some weird shit. We found some weird shit to fight. So
We are on the cutting edge of weird shit in the Underdark right now.
Exactly.
That's how you get famous.
That's right.
That's true.
So do you want to make
Feels
a
like now is-
story, or do you want to go?
You go to
Research.
Cyberpunk.
You go make a story.
Okay.
So, from what I'm gathering is we're gonna go fight this thing right now.
Yep.
That's the plan.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Or as much as the plans we've got.
Our plan is to go in there and charge it.
What the fuck out.
I'm gonna cast dancing lights, and the
rush.
fairy lights are gonna go.
I mean, we might be able to come up with.
We'll bum rush it.
Bum rush, bum rush, bum rush.
I just love you guys like in 2 rows of 3 swaying side to side walking down this cavern.
You know the running joke through Red versus Blue of the music that's playing in the Warthog.
The Warthog,
So
yeah.
it's like it's quite often it's just like there's a super serious moment going and you just hear like building like this goofy like building music in the background. It's like a character's monologue and he goes, "What the fuck is that noise?" And then it like comes crashing through a wall.
That's you guys.
It's just like it's sitting there just like scanning for targets and it's just like the fuck is that noise? It's getting louder and louder.
Squash that entity.
Squash that entity. Squash that
This is at
entity.
least like the 4th time this campaign we've sat around and talked about a plan. We're like,
Bum rush.
bum rush it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, how do you plan for this? We have no idea what we know. It can stab you and suck your guts out, or burn your guts out, or whatever. And it has an impenetrable darkness eye and a rock carapace. So if any
Sounds like
plan
a job for
comes to
Shadow.
mind, Yeah, that's what I mean. It seems like a good
Well,
card.
and as we've discussed previously, it's like, unfortunately, as you all are extremely fond of saying, we can't sneak.
We can't-
Stealth
some of you
isn't
can.
an option.
Right.
Like,
Well, and that's what we mean. You can have a flanking force, maybe. Like,
If someone
you know,
wants to,
you
like,
square
you,
up.
I don't want to like give tactical advice or tell you how to run it, but like, you can have somebody sneak and get into a position while other people are moving, like later moving more loudly, and then that person in that sneaky position could have like advantage on an attack or something because the creature isn't aware of them. Like a surprise round, mechanically, a surprise round can happen. Essentially,
surprise.
only that like everybody will essentially get to act in that surprise round, but they'll only be able to act against what they're aware of, and the people that like the monster's not aware of would have advantage on it. So like you could still absolutely move into opportune positions with the people who can sneak.
Yeah. And it might be that.
So long as they're successful.
I think the big thing is going to be we'll need some type of magical. Like, if we can get you guys magical damage in some way, then that might be helpful because. I guess Arcana-wise, right, if it's an extraplanar entity, it might be resistant
There's a
to
decent
non-magical damage.
I want to
How
do.
much is
I'm
Lala's
gonna cast
Lala's
Tasha's hideous
good?
laughter on this thing.
Huh?
I'm not
said
sure I
it.
want to see the results of that.
I want to cast Tasha's hideous laughter on
Jocelyn
that thing.
continues her ability to just stun lock enemies.
Certainly try. You can certainly
Laugh
try.
interplanar
I
entity
don't.
laugh.
Please don't. I don't want it to fail that saving throw, because I don't want to come up with what its laugh sounds like.
It's just which is way more disturbing than anything you can possibly.
All right.
So he has the voice of the orb.
So you have your dagger that'll do magic.
Yeah, I
But-
don't have.
There are spells that can make weapons
what
magical.
will a dagger do from like we gotta fight at this thing at range because you don't want to get got by tentacles.
That is true. Well, I mean, the tentacles, if you're wearing like heavy armor, might get.
I have the special warhammer with my thinking.
Oh yeah. I was saying, you guys have 2 magical weapons in the party right now that I gave you. I don't know if anyone else somehow got them that I don't know about. You got 2 magical weapons in the party and spellcasters.
Yeah. So that'll.
Depending on how Lala's going about doing damage, it could be if you're trying to spread around magic damage, you could give the magic dagger to someone who doesn't do magic damage. If you're hoping to spread the love a little bit there.
Yeah, does anyone want a magic dagger just for the time being? And please give it back to me.
I mean, I don't have any way of doing magical damage.
Yeah, so that might be the best, because then you can sit back in vicious mockery and keep like pinging it.
Yeah,
And I-
can try to use control spells,
sounds good.
and then move in when you have it up.
I will give
Oh,
you
Bart's
the
the
dagger.
fire starts.
You have the what was it called?
The honed dagger.
Don't erase it, but it crits on 19 or 20.
Right, and does an extra d4 when it crits.
And it's magic as shit.
Does something magical.
I might attempt 1 round of attacks just to see whether or not it's effective.
I have a spell that says locate
Yeah.
plant area.
Yeah, that's a special spell that you have. That's a spell that you have.
Well,
Yeah.
It just takes up 2 lines.
Joey?
I'm as prepared as I'm going to
Alright.
be.
Anybody have any tactical ideas? I think sneaking in to like move our heavier guys in to like draw attention, and then the ranged guys jump it.
How
Might
big
be
was it?
quite
Large size. Bigger than a horse.
Did it have a
We
huge
can do that.
charisma
You
modifier?
throw him.
It had
It's
no
had 3 large dangling tentacles.
That's a wormhole that leads to hell. Everything.
What is its charisma modifier?
Remember that campaign where I kept making?
Don't tell us, 'cause
where
I
I
won't
kept
panic.
making, I kept making black puddings make charisma saves,
yeah.
so I could get advantage on them, and they kept rolling like -2.
3.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, we're
You guys heading that way?
well. So, and I guess, do you guys think we should have the stealthy guys move forward, and then you guys
And then
come in?
Yeah, that would probably be the best way to go about
Can we
it.
bait it to a smaller part of the tunnel so that it can't just like fly up above us where I can't even reach it?
Oh, that is true. If you can fly at a range. Yeah. How would we? How should I have Earth on it? That'd be handy.
We should try to lure it to a shorter section of tunnel.
The cavern itself is pretty wide open and big.
We'd have to draw
There's
kind of a
really
long way.
2
right?
tunnels leading into it. One is the one you're coming from, and the other is the one that the tendril came from. both of which are small enough it would be a tight fit for it to get inside of.
It may not. If it's animalistic, it may just choose not to pursue. If we go somewhere it can't easily reach us.
Can everybody see in here?
She'll have lights.
So yeah, we're gonna have to light it up. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Light it up.
I can also set things on fire if anyone needs a torch.
Just
Throw
a
the torch right.
As long as you put some lights up so I can see where the thing is, I can swing at it.
Okay.
Alright.
All right.
Who's trying to sneak in?
I'll try and
You and me?
in.
I'll try to sneak in. I've got my raven on my shoulders, so I've got dark vision
Okay.
and a bonus of 4 to my passive perception.
Uh-huh.
Or I think it's my perception, including my passive perception. But
My stealth is
You would
18.
have advantage on this stealth since you're going to be invisible to its vision.
Ah,
that's an 8.
That's an 8.
18.
Candle disappears. As soon as you guys start moving to the cave,
Right,
Candle
follow me.
disappears. Do you like hold his shoulder or something to help guide him to the right spot?
Well, don't the rest of us also need to be like following slightly
A
behind?
little ways behind? Yeah.
It's,
Well, you know,
the
assuming
big
we can
thing
still
is, like,
see him.
Follow the left wall of the cavern. Right.
You start sneaking up. You don't hear anything. You think you're being quiet.
All right.
You, I assume, are you taking along the left side, or are
I
you
would
branching more centrally?
I would like to probably just follow the route I took last time.
Okay.
Because I have it halfway picked out now.
Okay. Because of your dark vision, you're able to kind of avoid some of these jagged spots, Axel, and kind of move in a way that you're able to not hurt yourself or trip
Right.
up. However, you get a little bit ahead, moving a little bit quicker, doing kind of your rangery things along the side here. You can see this mass hovering in this direction. That it seems to be floating in this way, like it heard some movement.
Can I fling a rock or a loose piece of crystal or something closer out into the middle of the cavern?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a straight stealth check for this one, for how well you can keep yourself in while doing that. It's easy enough to throw something.
That's an 8 for me.
That's an 8. You kind of pick up, and as you kind of pick up a little bit of loose, kind of sandy, gravelly, like crystal, kind of slides where you're at, and you throw and it makes a clunk over there as well. And this thing seems to be kind of like hovering and floating forward. It kind of like divides the two in the middle, and you can see from these 3 dangling kind of tentacle appendages, 2 of them rise up in kind of an arch shape like this, and those 2 prongs kind of both point in the 2 directions it seems to have heard sound. And it seems to be like hovering, and you can see kind of doing this like wave back and forth as it's moving, trying to find people. And it seems to be focusing on both areas. You have split its attention, but it is still intent looking in your direction. It still can't see you, so it doesn't seem to notice you, but you think it is probably pretty close to seeing Axel behind you. You guys have kind of one last chance to. You can hear like the clattering of stone ahead of you.
If it can't see me, but it's going to be close to seeing him, I might just kind of run for it and try and loop around behind it.
Okay.
And try and just get it to spin around from the direction I know everybody else is coming from.
Okay.
I would like to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to try and cast Silent Image and have like what looks like a group of dwarves like walking like out ahead of me, like hopping along. So like I'm gonna stand still and see if I can like bait it into going after these illusions.
All right. You dart around to the side, and it starts to like swing, and as it swings, it locks dead center on a group of dwarves moving forward.
No, you stupid dwarves!
And you can see these 3 tentacles with like lightning fast speed, and almost an extension. It seems to go 15-20 feet in front of itself with these tentacles, fly through nothing and pierce harshly into the ground in front of it. And then I'm gonna need initiative from everybody.
Okay. Sorry, boys. I was trying. I was trying to be cheeky.
That's fine.
Cheeky, you try.
First I've done an initiative in a little while.
A lot better than mine.
There you go.
But I have plus 2.
You have plus 2?
Well, no, I've a total plus 5.
Yeah.
Because I get to add my
20
proficiency.
plus.
I only have plus 2.
20 and up. Anyone 20 and up. 15 to 20.
17.
Zoraxis. Anyone else? 15 to 20. Don't worry, they suck too. 10 to 15.
12.
12.
13.
Well, they suck, though.
12.
Oh, roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up.
Who was 12s? You two? Okay.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, we'll have.
Wrong side.
1, but not a
What's yours?
victory.
Aha! Victory's yours.
I would literally roll a 2, but I'm max.
Or no, it's just a raw
What was
roll.
yours?
Oh,
yours
raw
is
roll,
less
yeah.
than.
But still, you still.
Mine has not. Yeah, mine's
So
lower.
you were not above 10.
No.
Okay.
I don't like
I don't like how you phrase that.
Hey, I think we were
5
going
to 10.
from you and I. That's not
6.
7. Okay.
Just gotcha.
That's interesting that 2 people.
Zoraxis, you can hear
Tied, and then we're
a ruckus ahead.
Okay.
bring the ruckus.
I'm gonna start moving forward, but as I'm moving, I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay.
Probably smart. Probably smart.
That way it spears you for immunity fire damage, and it takes 5 ice damage.
You're moving your movement speed and casting a spell. You're not able to dash, but you're able to get into the cavern. They're going to be branching on the other side. They're still a ways ahead of you, beyond your dark vision, probably.
Yeah.
Before you catch up to them, but it's on you. You're in the cave. You're moving in the direction of the ruckus.
Okay.
Lala.
I'm gonna move in the direction of ruckus.
Okay. Are you casting or doing anything else, or are you dashing?
You got those big lights.
Yeah, well, she also her lights with her.
Yeah.
Are you casting lights?
Yeah. Okay.
Removing them or whatever. I guess you might have been using them back in the cavern.
Yeah.
So you rush into this cavern, and then these lights kind of extend out ahead of you.
Yeah.
You make these dancing, these kind of orbs of light out in
I
front.
guess it might be more efficient to recast them out ahead.
Yeah, I think that'll make more distance, but it's a cantrip, so you can absolutely do that with your action.
Cavern glitters magnificent.
And all of a sudden, yeah, this like a disco show as all these jagged gemstones catch all this light and reflect it and refract it in all these crazy ways around you. And it is enough light in the distance that everyone, dark vision or no, can see this massive, lumbering, hovering shape that seems to like. You can see that it's like crushed where like a section of crystalline structure where these dwarves were. The tentacles have wound back, and it seems to be taking note of other things now. And it seems you can't fully tell. This thing doesn't have eyes. This thing doesn't have like you can't really insight this thing. It seems to be disregarding the illusion now. Like it seems intelligent enough it understood what it was. That is Lala Candle.
Is this thing low enough to the ground that I can hit it with melee attacks?
Currently, yeah. It's hovering probably 2-3 feet off the
Well,
ground.
for my first turn of combat, I'm
The lower part of it.
I'm going to try mundane weapon attacks just to see if it works.
Okay.
Because if it does, then there's no point in switching to the dagger. So.
Jordan's saying you will have advantage on this because you were behind it. It didn't know that you were back there. I'll give you the advantage on this one. There is light now, so
Yeah.
moving forward it'll know where you're at, but this first round you'll get advantage.
Does it have a big glowing weak point on its back?
It does not that you can see. You can't see its back.
Alright.
14 on the first one.
14 will miss.
I assume so.
Glance off the...
Let's try the
Chip
short
aside.
sword in the offhand. Short sword in the offhand is a 19.
19 hits. Roll damage.
8 damage? Yes.
Okay.
I can do basic math.
It does seem less effective.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to switch weapons in the middle of my attacks, so since this is my first turn of combat,
Aha.
I can make one extra attack
Alright.
with my longsword, which is a 13. So that
13
was-
will also miss.
Bang. That
Alright.
was,
Wait,
I
do you
would've
get
gotten
advantage
bonus.
on that one?
Oh.
You get advantage on all of these for the first one.
Crit!
Yeah, critical hit.
It's a good one. It's a good one to crit on.
It's the D8s.
Borrow extra D8.
You get a third?
It's
of his
a
special.
crit, so I get an extra D8 of damage on this attack.
For just like that's part of your
Yeah.
feature
So
for the first round.
yeah, for the first round I can make an extra attack, and if it hits,
He
it's an
finally gets
extra
to use his
D8.
first round shit and it actually
Hell
pays
yeah.
off.
It's
Hell
straight off
yeah.
with a crit, which is pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
Means this thing will take just essentially normal crit damage. That's also bad. 6, 12, 15 damage.
15. So it'll take half.
And amount of that.
An amount of that. I mean, who knows how much.
Who knows?
All right. That is Candle. Dermir.
So, bum Russian, I can get to him.
No.
No. Okay.
They kind of rang the dinner bell while you guys are back at the open mouth of the cavern. You are probably 100 feet away at least from this thing.
Okay, I will.
If there's one thing this company is good at, it's ringing the dinner bell.
I don't think we've successfully done a stealth attack yet in this.
I mean, he just kind of did.
You get guidance. And then
I mean, you'll move your 25 feet in.
I
Okay.
don't remember what that does.
D4 and ability checks.
Did this move at all?
Why not?
No, I don't think so.
'Cause
Still looks okay.
I caught just the corner with the chair.
It's still centered all right, so I think it's fine. That is Dermir. Something. Don't worry about it. Theogar.
I'm gonna dash in the direction.
Okay.
That'll
You
be
can
it.
get 60 feet. Yeah, you won't be in melee range of it yet. And
We are within tanking range.
then it's Axel.
All right. I have a friendly within area of it now.
If you're trying to do like a shatter, you could do shatter with it on kind of the edge, like in between you and it. You could catch just it in that.
It feels like it's all rocky, so I feel like a shatter would be really good.
I would think so, yeah.
All right.
I mean, look,
Hit him
Shatter's
with
just a great spell.
I'm
It's a
hitting
great
with the
spell.
shatter. That's a con.
It's really good in Baldur's Gate 3 too.
I can't. I need to pick that up. Is it out yet? Or is
No, but if you pre-order it, you can play like the first
Ah.
section basically. Right?
Unfortunately, the
Is it a con save?
I
Xbox
believe
One's
con save.
going to be coming
I
out
shouldn't start with the
a
DM's
lot
die.
later.
That's not
Sure,
fair.
Because they ran into
17 on the
Ah,
con
an
save.
yeah.
issue
So
trying to
half of
port it over to
3d8.
Xbox. So the PlayStation one's coming
Wow.
out
Yeah.
like
In
next
October.
month. Yeah, October. But the
Where's all my
Xbox One,
D8s?
they don't have a release date for yet because they're like.
No, that's a D10. They're all
Yeah,
D10s. Everything I pick up is a D10. D8. Thank you.
Gonna be,
Three D8s, right?
Yeah,
Middling damage 15. So take half.
15. Okay.
Does that seem more effective? That's the question.
It does seem that seems fully effective. Okay, that seems fully effective.
Loud.
It doesn't seem extra effective against the stony carapace. And looking at it, it is stone-like. It's like a kind of reddish-hued rock. It's structurally, I mean, from like you as human beings in the real world, it's very like asteroid-like almost. It's kind of pitted and strangely like kind of carved away on the outside, but has a kind of red hue to it.
Interesting. And then I will
Astral
use my
plane,
movement to
probably.
move backwards.
Okay, you're gonna.
Because I'm not
move
within
back?
range, so I'll use that to my advantage.
All right.
Yeah, and that'll be.
Okay, this thing is next. You are within melee range of it, so it is going to do its first attack, which is a bash against you.
Better
But
the
that is
bash
a
than the-
bad roll. That's an 11.
That's gonna miss.
It is going to float up into the air away from you, so you'll get an attack opportunity.
I hope you can use the dagger this time.
24 to hit.
24 hits.
Suppose. Well, actually,
It's not a 19, is it?
It is a 19.
Oh.
Did you use the dagger?
Yeah, I mean, it's the longsword's not terribly effective.
Okay.
So 3d4.
8. 3 to 12 damage. Pretty good.
6, 8, 11 damage.
11. It seems to take all of it.
Nice.
And it kind of hovers up into the air in between the two of you, and these tentacles go foof, foof, and extend out towards the two of you. First tentacle attack will do against Campbell.
That's got a hell of a range.
It does.
Yeah.
That is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
I need a dex
the
save.
insides.
A dex save.
Yep. You take 4 piercing and a dex
My
save.
dex save is 16.
16. So you'll take 4 piercing damage and have 7 fire damage as this tentacle shoots out at you and the rocky kind of point sticks across your armor, and you can see like as it sticks past, it spews something like you can see the kind of dark shadowy kind of coalesce and it almost tighten, almost like it's getting squeezed or pressing something through, and what looks like liquid, like magma-y, like glowy fire drips out of the end of it and kind of splashes across you, but it doesn't seem like it sticks and stays in and like pumps into your body itself. And as you twist out of the way, it seems like this thing's like barbed and could hook onto you, but you roll with it to where it doesn't attach. It just kind of burns as it goes by.
Wow.
Second tentacle is going to go at Axel.
Say goodbye to your insides.
That's going to be a miss. Third tentacle is going to go at Axel because you two are the only ones in range.
Yep. Fair.
That one's a 22.
That 22 does hit.
That will be for 4 piercing damage and a dex save.
Dex save is only a +2 because I'm a caster, damn it. Nope, that is 11.
Okay. 12 fire damage.
12 fire damage, so that's 16 total.
As this barb sticks in, kind of hooks into the side of you, and it seems like it's not fully into your body yet. It's kind of more stuck in your clothing and gear, but it just pumps what feels like liquid hot, like burning hot liquid across your body, and just begins to sear your torso.
I am officially bloodied.
And you kind of like, as you're like, because you're backing away from this thing, you feel yourself like tug and stop, and you feel like this thing has you hooked and could probably pump more if you don't get this off of you on its next turn.
Okay.
That is its turn, and that is Xeraxis.
Okay. How high up in the air would you say?
It is probably currently about 25 feet up in the air.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Ray of
Or 20
Frost.
feet up in the air, 20 feet up in the air. Yeah.
Cast Ray of Frost on it.
Okay.
Nope. It's a 9.
9 will miss. Are you moving at all as well? You continue to move closer to it?
Yeah, I'll move a little bit closer to it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I might go towards a little bit towards. Because would I have seen Axel get hit, or is he still far away?
You moving towards this thing is also moving towards Axel, so you kind of do both.
Okay,
30 feet close. So you're still probably another round away from being next to Axel.
Okay.
But you'd be like 20, 30 feet away from Axel.
Okay, then yeah, I'll move in.
All right, that's Xeraxis. Lala.
I'm gonna move in closer because I saw what happened, and I'm gonna try to, if I can,
Okay, like cut the
head off.
The tentacle
Yeah.
thing on him. So moving up to it, you can kind of run up, and if you can choose to attack the tentacle, it is essentially going to be like attacking it. It is like a physical piece of its body. It's not something that'll just like cut off and be done. You can either take an action to try and remove the barb from him, which will free him from it if you're successful, or you can attack the tentacle, which will be attacking the creature itself. So if your goal is to detach that, you probably won't deal damage to it this turn, but you could detach it so it doesn't automatically get to pump more lava on him.
I'm gonna try to detach it.
Okay, you can give me an athletics check.
Ooh.
You are, I think, okay at those. Or you're really bad at them.
What?
If
You're either okay or terrible.
Athletics is a 0. So, good shot. It's a fly roll? It's not negative. It's a 2.
So you kind of grabbed it, and it feels, it's weird because it's like this dark tendril of shadow, but when you wrap your hands around it, it feels like there's real physical substance to it, and it's borderline uncomfortably hot to the touch as you're trying to tug this thing out, and it just does not budge.
It's like a reverse fire hose.
It's an actual fire hose.
It's a fire hose. Yeah,
that is your action. You can bonus action if you want to throw a bardic inspiration at somebody or something like that.
Hi, me.
Target
Thank you.
inspiration.
I also have a +0 to get.
Did you say hi me?
Yeah, hi, me.
All right, you're up there in it. Candle.
Oh, back around to me?
Oh, I'm up here in it already.
I'll take a swing at it with the dagger.
It is up in the air.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, I'll...
You can throw the dagger at it.
Yeah, and then
Pick it up.
Not have then when it bounces off, I pick it up and throw it next round. In that case, I guess I'll throw it. I can't reach any of the tentacles.
Since the one missed you, it retracted back up. The only one at ground level is the one attached to him right now, and he moved away from you, so he's probably 40, 45 feet away from you at this point, because he used his full movement to go back.
I'll just move 30 feet towards him, I guess.
Okay.
No, I'll get up to him with my turn.
Okay, you're gonna dash up and be next to him.
That's
all right.
what I got.
You get there, Dermy.
I'm one more dash away from getting over there, right?
Yeah, you get up to that with one more dash.
Okay.
You can also like half move like 25 feet and cast a spell. If
I guess you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna half move.
Oh,
do spiritual.
Really good. Because that's what you get up close. Yeah.
Okay, that's a bonus action. You could dash and do that. You could dash up next to them.
that's
bonus
right.
action
Oh.
spiritual weapon.
Even so, it's even better.
That is what I have. Spiritual weapon attack.
Oh, it's not
It is a D20 first. It's your spell attack bonus, which is at the top of the
Oh.
page.
19.
No, 19.
Plus
Will.
your. Oh, yeah, it's plus your spell attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll hit.
Okay.
19 hits.
Devious plans.
3 damage.
3 damage. Seems like a fully effective 3.
Yeah, it's better than your half.
Something you did catch.
Barely.
That. There you go.
So I dash my first turn. So
Mhm.
how far is Axel from me?
You could get up to him with I'd say with one full not dash but like a turn of movement. You could get up to the group of them since you dashed once. They're like 90-ish feet. The Axel is because he moved back towards you guys.
Okay, I want to get up to Axel, and I'm going to try to remove the bar.
Give me an athletics.
Can I still use the guidance die, or does that expire after a round?
It's like 10 minutes or something. I'd say you still have it. You can add a D4 to this.
Okay.
What if I hexed it for strength and we pull it down?
So it's a crit and +4 on the D4, and I have a +5.
You pop it out. I'll say for
Can
the
I?
sake of this. What did you want?
Can I pull it out and keep a hold of
Yes,
it?
Hell yes.
absolutely. You have a hold of this thing.
You walk
gonna-
up and you
I'm
walk up
gonna
very
hex it
casually,
for
just
strength.
like take it out.
I'm
And
gonna
I
try.
just look at
My
you
plan is
like,
to try
God.
and pull it down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Hell
You
yeah.
have a hold of this tendril.
I have mad respect because I
This
cannot do
this
that.
this reminds me of that time
Fuck yeah, dude.
when we
That's
were
sick.
when we were doing that solo
That's-
D&D
That was the
campaign.
absolute
Axel.
maximum I could have rolled.
And
Right?
Like, was it like Sohagen or whatever, like hit that sailor on the boat I was on with the harpoon,
Yeah.
and I just grabbed a hold of the sailor and pulled the Sohagen up out of the water so he could kill
By
him.
the sailor.
was fishing.
He was dead. The sailor was dead, I'm pretty sure, on impact. But anyway, Axel, what you doing?
I'm going to use my bonus action in my last spell slot to cast Hex.
Choosing
which is
strength?
Choosing strength
Oh,
on
yeah.
the guy,
I
and
love
then
it.
I will cast Eldritch Bliet.
Roll it.
No.
You don't have to do it, man. Alright.
A niner does not
Niner
hit.
does not hit.
Am I able to move back without taking opportunity attacks?
Sure. He's got a hold of the tentacle. It's not going to stop it from attacking with that tentacle, but I'd say it'll stop it from being able to do an attack opportunity.
Okay, I will step out of. I'll move 30 feet back.
Okay, you continue to
I can hit
run
it from.
away.
I can hit it from a long distance. I'm still helping. I tank
Why
the
are you,
attack.
why are you trying to defend yourself?
Why are you justifying this? Like, this
I'm gonna
shit's
start-
insane.
The tendril that you have a hold of, it can kind of twist and writhe and try and hit you. It can't try and hit anybody else because you've got a grip on it right now. So first tentacle attack is coming at you. There you go. That's almost certainly going to hit. 24.
Yeah.
Give me a dex save.
Can I also use my psionic reduction thingy on damage?
You can't.
What?
Yes, it'll probably do more so for the... Like, it's a piercing and then the dex save. It's two separate effects.
Can you increase your save throw at all?
No. And the piercing isn't what's scary. I guess I won't use it.
You can hold it. For
I'd say you could
damage.
use it for the fire damage or the piercing if you'd rather use it for the fire. They're kind of two separate effects. The first attack has to hit and then it can
Okay.
for free use
Yeah, I
the other
want to use the
effect, right?
force to deflect the magma away from me.
Okay, so you'll take 4 piercing.
That sounds way cool.
Okay, I take 4 piercing, go 32.
This thing only does a d4 piercing, and I rolled a 4 every single time. So
It's on
far.
fire. It's on
Its
fire.
piercing is on fire. Roll
Erickson has a D4 back there that's only 4s.
10.
10 is a fail. I assume you'd like to try and reduce
I'm going
this.
to try and reduce, yes. I reduce it by 6.
So you'll only take 6. But this thing, you have a hold of it, but the barb that was dangling there twists around and sticks into your arm, and you feel a burning hot sensation start to flow up your arm where you're holding this thing at. And it does now. You have each other grappled, technically. You are attached to this thing as well as it's barbed into you since you failed to save. The second one, everyone, I don't think Zaraxis is... You've moved back, and I don't think Zaraxis is up close yet, because you only moved 30 and then 6. So everyone else is open game of you three. It's probably going to... It already hit Candle once, so it's probably going to be 1 at Candle and... let's see here.
Why are you pointing at me, you son of a bitch?
And Lala.
Alright.
So the first one coming
Here's the
candle
damage.
is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Give me a dex save.
Deck save.
Same 24.
On 4 piercing damage.
Oh yeah, well my deck saves 22.
So it'll be half and it does not attach onto you.
You said 4 damage?
Yeah.
And 3 fire damage when halved.
The piercing damage bloodied me. So I'm now just slightly past 1.
And the last tentacle is coming at Lala. Lala does a 16 hit you.
It does.
Okay. That will be
Defensive flourish.
4 piercing damage and a dex save.
You need to change that D4 right goddamn
I'm
now.
not touching it. This thing is on fire.
Good thing.
This is a Savage Worlds game, right? Nothing would explode.
Try to kill all of you in one shot into the Savage
Ah, 13.
13 will just fail. Ooh, that's double sixes.
Again, it's good we're not playing Savage Worlds game.
16 fire damage.
Oh my
So
god.
total 20 damage.
20
Total
Down to
20
7.
damage. And you are barbed by this hooked, this stinger thing on the end of this tendril.
So many uses of heals.
You can it can only heal so much, and it doesn't. It does when you are like scraped by it. It's like a splash of hot. It's like a splash of hot cooking oil. Like it is painful. It hurts. It burns the outside. When it's inside, it is like pumping lava into you. You feel like dying to that could be very bad.
It's not resurrection.
Going down to that could
Yeah.
be very bad. That is its turn. Xeraxis.
I'll move in closer and cast Ray of Frost again.
You can attack in melee now if you want, because there are tentacles that are stuck in down here.
I just don't have.
They're just not magical.
Yeah, I just don't have a magical weapon that would.
How much does your greatsword do?
2d6.
Can you swing it multiple times?
No.
That's what-
Granted, I can re-roll.
smite.
I can re-roll damage if either dice are 1 or a 2.
Yeah. Don't you have smites though? That's magical damage.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It would-
Remembering.
Good on you.
the D8s would not be halved. The rest would, but the
Yeah,
D8s
the
would not
D8s
be.
would
If
be
you hit
magical
and smite it.
Yeah. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna use one of my spell slots, cast Wrathful Smite, and then attack one of the tentacles. Probably
Okay.
the one that's on Lala because she's probably closer.
Are you casting like the bonus action Wrathful Smite and using Wrathful Smite on it?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet.
What does Wrathful Smite
Extra 2d6 of
18.
18 hits.
do? Hey, damage.
Let me recheck because I have Wrathful Smite and Divine Smite. But
Divine Smite is after you hit, you choose to use.
yeah.
Wrathful Smite has additional effect to
If you
it.
ever crit, use Divine Smite.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Wrathful Smite.
Extra
Extra
deals
1d6.
1d6 of psychic. So I have.
And it must make a wisdom save or be frightened of you.
Oh, that could be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't want it running away. We want to.
But we have it grappled.
Minimal damage. So
What's
that's
the d6 of psychic?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
that's a
it's like
5,
disadvantage on attacks.
5
That's true.
or 3 physical damage.
Well, 5.
Yeah.
It's feared of him for how long?
Until the spell ends, which is concentration up to 1 minute.
Nice.
But it has to make the wisdom save. It doesn't just auto.
Yeah.
It's not automatically afraid.
How is
Its
it?
wisdom is plus
Is
that.
it good wisdom?
20.
Yeah.
Roll the
That's a
17
pretty
plus
good
3.
wisdom.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
It
It's
did
like, wow,
just
this
make
is really helpful for
There's
us.
extra
It
psycho
doesn't.
damage. Psycho damage too.
Psycho damage.
Full sicko mode. Lala.
Is this thing still attached to
It
me?
is hooked on. You think that if it is still attached, the start of its next turn, it will not have to roll to hit you. It's just going to do it.
Might want
Go. I'm gonna get this thing.
Athletics
To
check.
rem-
To remove 16.
16 gets it off. You
Okay.
pop this thing, and you kind of like pop in a little spray of this like white hot liquid fire, kind of spritzes across the ground as you remove it from your
Uncool.
side.
Is that a full action to do?
It is an action.
Okay,
It is
so
an action. to remove
bonus
them.
action, you can give a bardic inspiration die. You can. What other fun stuff do you have? No, can't vicious mockery. Yeah, that's pretty much you got. You can send out a bonus. You can send out a bardic inspiration to someone, or you can.
Who wants one? Bardic inspiration.
Who's doing a bunch of damage? I think Kosk might be a good one because you can use that on your attack roll to like guarantee.
There, you can use it on your ability check to try and pull things.
Bardic
also your-
inspiration is given to
Yeah, I have.
Theogard.
I definitely won't forget that yet.
Time to whip.
Is that
Your check to reel it in.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
I wanna-
Sean.
well, now that it's skewered me, I probably need to try and pull the barb out again when it does come to my turn.
Also fair.
Okay, that's Lala. Candle. And as your barb gets popped out, it floats back up into the air.
Oh.
Trying to get to
Right.
it. Kind of, it is almost scorpion stinger-like as it kind of winds up in it.
No. It's a tentacle monster. We talked about this.
No, it's more of a fire scorpion that has 3 stingers.
Thick carapace. Oh.
I might just grab a hold of the tentacle that is stuck in him and start trying to reel this thing in.
Okay. Are you trying to remove the barb from him or help pull the thing down?
Help pull the thing down.
Okay. So if he makes, I mean, you can either try and pull this thing
Right.
down, or I can say you are helping, and it would give him advantage when he tries to pull this thing down on his. If he tries to do that this turn.
Well, yeah, but he's probably going to try and remove the barb.
I can do both. I can action surge.
There you go.
Oh, that's fair. I'll just. I mean, it's the same strength, but I guess you're going to have the
Yeah, proficiency
hard
and
inspiration,
inspiration.
so-
Even if I don't get the barb out, I will probably then try to pull it down to us.
Okay, sure.
I also have athletics.
Help
I
action.
forget that for once I'm playing a strength and a dex character.
Mm-hmm. Not just that.
Rangers.
Rangers, man. All right, so you're gonna do the help action to pull it down. All right, sweet. That is Candle Dermir.
Almost kills me on my turn. Well, its turn, which you probably
I'll
will, which in which case.
heal Lala.
I appreciate it.
Is that what you appreciate, Scott?
You get 5.
Fiver.
Fiver.
And then I will do my spiritual weapon. That's 21 to hit.
21 hits.
D8.
Roll damage.
D8. 4 damage.
4 damage.
Whack
Fully
it.
effective.
And then I'm gonna. Is there like anywhere around to take cover at all? Can I?
You could try to run towards like the center of the room. That's where some of these like pillars of crystal are.
Yeah.
It'd be your best bet. You wouldn't be able to get there in one move. Get to the center to where you could kind of hide and get cover from this thing.
I'm just gonna run as far away as I can from what's all of the tentacles right now.
Okay.
True to
Evasive maneuvers.
Basically, you can move. You'd be kind of back more where Axel is.
Yeah.
Back there. Sweet.
Actually, he's gonna try to keep the
something
guys
else
up.
happen. You guys can. Those of you who are, all of you are pretty focused on the fight, but you see just like the slightest bit of illumination coming from the cavern that you know the burnt tentacle in down. Like a slight bit of glowing light coming from that direction.
Maybe it's the Celestial.
It's an angel. Come to save us.
Theagar.
Let's just assume
Go
that.
danger.
So
Oh,
first I'm going
danger.
to try to pull this tentacle out myself.
Okay.
Using my bardic inspiration. And pull the barb out.
Barb out.
It's a 20.
20. You kind of, it's stuck in your forearm where you're holding it, and you're going to reach and you pop the stinger out, and then you grab with the other hand.
And then we're going to try
Action
and
surge, pull it down.
I'm going to have the help action plus I'm going to do this. I'm going to mark
And
this.
it will make an opposed strength check against you
Disadvantage.
with disadvantage from Hex. Still a decent roll.
It's a total of 22.
That beats 15. That beats 15. With 22, that beats more than 5. I'm going to say it's going to take the fall damage too. So it's 22 up.
Hell yeah.
It'll have it. So
This is such a Zelda boss.
you kind of reach, pop this thing out, you grab it, and you and Candle look at each other, and you both at the same time kind of jump in the air and yank down this tentacle. And this giant carapace goes, and this thing, it doesn't make any noise, but it just, and it shatters into like a long line scraping across the kind of jagged crystalline floor and slides to a stop right in front of the group of you.
Can I still use my movement?
Yeah.
Can I jump on its back?
Hell yeah, you can. I'd be offended if you didn't. Fuck yeah. You already have inspiration, otherwise you'd have just gone.
Now I think we need Xeraxis on the third tentacle, and we all just jump up and down and just slam this
Start
thing
slamming into the ground.
constantly.
Alright, that is Theagar. Axel.
Okay, I'm going to Eldritch Blade.
Technically it's prone. No, you still have no disadvantage. You can just shoot normally at it. It's big enough. It doesn't really
Crit
count.
fail.
Oh
wait, no.
I do all this cool stuff, jump on its back. and
I have
just
bardic
like
inspiration,
fire
but it's a
wizard.
waste of waste.
D20. Roll
Another
one more with disadvantage.
Okay.
That's aimed at your friend on its back.
2 plus 2.
Disadvantage is a 10.
It misses. It flies past you, but it seems almost like it was aimed at you instead of the same.
Well, that's understandable. He probably wasn't expecting
Moving
to jump on
target.
its back.
Moving target, yeah. And you were on its back. That's actually. Are you moving
bonus
anywhere or doing anything
I
else?
think I'm okay where I'm at.
Okay. On
Oh,
its
wait.
turn.
Can I have my bird fly over to... I'll lose my dark vision, but I don't need it at the moment. Have my bird fly down and look at the tunnel.
Sure.
The light's coming up.
It can fly.
Now, is the light coming up like
Right,
a
that's what
gentle
we're gonna-
light,
yeah.
or is it like a Balrog in the Mines of Moria
Right,
kind
yeah.
of light?
Intense, but golden, not red.
It's the Celestial that's down.
I'm gonna have him try to give us an early warning about what's
All right.
duty coming
It will fly, dash, fly, and it'll get almost to the mouth of the cave. It doesn't see anything quite yet, but it is there to let you know.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. That's Axel.
And when it
Carapace.
kills it, I'll have advantage on attacks.
The Celestial kills it. The Carapace, I mean, it's got you on its back.
That's pretty ballsy.
Pretty ballsy move.
And its face stuck in the dirt.
And its face stuck in the dirt. It's gonna be kind of
Like a kid
writhing
punching
around
another
here.
kid.
I think that it's going to. Here's what's gonna do. It's gonna try and use its bash attack on you on its back by essentially it kind of hovers back into the air and rotates and tries to slam down. So it's gonna kind of be its attack is you clambering up over the top in time, essentially.
Sweet
That's a
WWE.
21 though.
That will hit me.
The bash attack is going to be this, and where's another one of those?
I probably should use a die to reduce this.
Okay. Let me know how much you're using.
By 9.
It deals exactly 9. So, and this thing kind of twists around and slams down, and you throw a hand up, and this force shield kind of bounces it off as it rotates, and you stay up on its back.
Hell yeah.
You're able to just last second throw up the force shield and it absorbs the
You
impact
stay
of
on
its
there.
back.
You stay on there for the full 8 seconds. You'll win the whole damn tournament.
The people who are
They'll
up
crown
next
you
to
king
it
of the rodeo.
are you. You're up next to it. Your Xeraxis is up next to it there, and Lala.
I'm still probably holding one of the tentacles.
This thing is going to hover up into the air from here, so all three of you can take an attack of opportunity if you want it.
Hell yeah.
Yep, I'm doing it.
17?
17 hits.
I'll
Should I
use
use
another
one of
spell
my
slot
flourishes?
for Wrathful.
Well, Raffle
Flash?
is up bonus action.
Oh,
yes.
you can.
If you hit,
use
you
your
can choose to
defensive
use
flourish,
Divine
and then
Smite.
You, can add
Okay.
that
You don't
to
have to
your-
do it.
if you hit,
Shoot,
you can
like
add that
declare
to
that one in advance.
7 magical damage.
7.
22.
22 hits.
So then I will use.
What?
11.
11
Do,
misses.
do
So then I
flourishes
will
only
use-
work when you do the damage?
Yeah, you have to hit.
I will use Divine Smite.
Okay.
You're okay.
So make sure you have the d8s from that separate. Or at least you know which, the 2d8 from the Divine
Well, because
Smite.
it's D6 on my sword.
Yeah,
So.
okay. So you can roll the d8s. The 2d8s, not any of the bonuses, just the 2d8s will not be resistant. So that's important.
So
And
here's
mark down your spell slot.
here's the physical damage.
Okay.
That's a 7,
Okay.
and then for the Divine Smite, that is a 7.
7. That resists one of those, does not resist the other. And then it kind of floats up after doing this bash, floats up, and then these tentacles are going to come down.
I'm just sort of hammering it.
You're on top of it, so you'll still be able to make these melee attacks. First
reason I
tentacle
wanted to bounce
come
back.
at Candle.
I don't want to
20
away
damage.
from me.
That'll hit.
Don't. You got the dodge. Come on.
Dex save. 3 piercing.
Okay. 10 dex save.
You're hooked.
Okay.
What was that you said about going down?
What you at there,
Not
friend?
bad.
I mean, he didn't roll 2 6s on the first die like he's been doing a lot. 6 fire?
Oh, I didn't go down.
A 3, a 2, and a 1 on 3d6.
I didn't go down.
What you
You're
at?
at 1.
You got 1. Holy So this thing stabs in, and you see it embeds, and then you feel this uncomfortable warm rush
You are uncomfy.
profuse through your body.
Uncomfy.
And you are attached to this bad thing. Then we got a barb coming at Divine Smite Boy. He's coming at the Paladin. 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Make a dex save. You take 1 piercing, and you make a dex save.
Oh, that's also
5
cold damage.
5 cold.
The way you said that made it look like I took the one piercing.
And a 12 on the dex.
12 fail. So you will be barbed, but you still have temporary hit points, so we'll still take the cold damage. I made these 2 effects. It's beneficial as 2 effects. It's also detrimental as 2 effects.
Most of the time it's just beneficial though.
That's going to be 8 fire damage,
So.
and then it'll take 5 more cold as it breaks through the last of your shield.
Okay.
I didn't think, especially with me failing
and the last
to save,
one,
I didn't think that thing could
Dermir's back,
roll
Axel's
that
back,
low.
you're on its
Low
back.
enough.
So Lala is the last tentacle attack. That is a 14.
Miss.
Nope.
Okay. And that is its turn. Back to the top, Xeraxis.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that.
Action.
It's athletics.
Athletics.
I think I reroll. That was kind of fucked.
Get the land straight.
22.
22. It is popped loose.
Okay.
That's your action.
Yeah, I'll just kind of, I'll probably move from my position just that way because I feel like we're all kind of bunched up right now.
Okay.
So I'm
Spread just a little.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Lala.
I am going.
It's ranged right now, so you get vicious mockery.
There is also a barb in your friend with 1 hit point.
Oh, right.
I don't want to tell you how to
No,
live your
you're
life.
good. It's the
Just a
classic,
reminder.
like, we don't have the map in front of us, so
Yes.
sometimes it's hard to be like...
Yes, just a reminder. A good reminder.
Bard
as we've learned from-
inspiration.
That will help.
And you can use your action to help them if you want. Or you can...
And I'm going to use my action to help pull this.
Athletics.
Flat roll, but it's a trick.
It's you're not able to pop it.
As we've learned from playing
Kindle.
at least Divinity, I'll try and pull this thing out. Even having the map there and being able to see all the effects people are under doesn't always help anyway. Don't worry, I'll heal you.
Kill
Wait.
him. Kill him. Well, no.
Listen,
He was
that's
decayed.
only happened a couple times.
Total of 20 on athletics.
It is out of there. You are able to dislodge the stinger.
Great. Now he can do the piercing damage to me again.
You'd have to hit to do that. He's not been doing that very well.
Pulling like only 24s against me.
It has been rolling a lot of the number that would end with it getting a 24 on the attack roll. That is Candle. Dermir.
Candle, you get 6 HP.
Nice. That brings me back to where I was before he did the fire damage. It's okay.
17.
It's okay. He's gonna roll.
17 will hit.
He's gonna roll minimum. He's gonna hit me.
Hey, max damage.
That's 12.
He's gonna hit me
12?
for
12
minimum
damage.
Force damage.
Nice.
Feels
Oh,
good.
wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Wait. 10.
10.
Oh, I will give you 2 back.
I forgot. It's +2.
He's like, actually, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought.
Can't
Really
wait.
just a zinger.
Can't wait for somebody to drop him to 2.
No! That's 5 extra HP. How many of us will die? For
It
that
doesn't
5
matter. If
extra
that gives him 1 more round of doing 3 burning tentacle
burning
attacks,
tentacle
it'll be fun.
And a bash.
A monster bash.
And then I'll just
Down with
move
flash.
again away from if I'm not already. But he doesn't move towards me, so.
No, it's still up in the air.
Just keep a safe distance.
That is Dermir. After Dermir. That's turn 3 after Shattered. Loud noises. Attracting other things from the deep. Your bird says, like, light getting brighter, light getting brighter. Big gray angel, big gray angel! And you guys see, like, flying from this cavern and up towards the center of this room, what looks like probably an 8+ foot tall female humanoid with gray skin, bright white eyes, and feathery bird-like wings fly into the room. She's holding a golden-colored spear that light is glowing off of as she flies up into this room, kind of floats up in the air and seems to like look about the room, seeing what's happening, and then starts flying in towards the fray, but is not able to make it there in this turn.
Shows up, murders
somebody-
Xeraxis, uses lightning bolt.
Yeah, somebody want to make a religion check? Anybody got religion?
I'm done with break.
I do, probably.
Thagar.
Thagar, let's... Oh, you're Thagar, sorry. You're Thagar, sorry. Thraxus.
You're Theogar.
I'm sorry.
You're Theogar. Sorry. You're Theogar. I'm Theogar, sorry?
I am Spartacus.
I am Theogar.
I'm gonna yell, "Witness me!" as I
The crit fail fall off its back.
It's a crit,
It's a crit!
You're
and I'm gonna use my extra dice.
Hell yes.
So it's a D8.
This is gonna be the
a D6,
raddest shit ever.
A D6 and a D8.
We don't even need your help, angel lady.
Well, she's just gonna show up and murder the half demon in our midst anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not terrible.
And yours
Where'd
is
she
the
come
magical
from?
warhammer, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Where'd she come from?
It's a total of
The Underdark.
24
Don't know what
damage.
she's doing down there.
24. A massive hit. It's still up, but
I
badly
She's running
injured
some
after
I
that.
use my bonus action to get that dice back.
She's just like a guy list.
That's all I can do.
Theogar.
That was Theogar.
Wait,
I
read Axel. I looked at Axel. I said Theogar.
I thought you were keeping the joke running.
Yes, it was intentionally keeping the joke running.
It's not so easy,
And
is
that
it?
every person afterwards you were just gonna list as Theogar.
Axel.
The monster. It's the
alright.
monster's turn. Okay, Theogar's turn.
Eldritch Bleat.
Roll it.
That is a 21.
21 hits.
Alright, that's a D10 and a D6 of necrotic damage.
4 to Hicks.
For the Hicks. Oh, that's a D100. Hang on. That's gonna confuse me later. 74 damage. That is 6 damage Reno.
No more, no less.
No more than less.
You guys should've talked shit. You guys should've talked shit. 1 hit point and it's his turn.
Worth it. It's worth it. I take that.
I rolled minimum
When-
of my D10.
When
I was like, there's no way he does less than
my,
7 with 2 dice.
when my character died because of a joke you made about my knife, that is going to be such a beautiful cycle of violence.
First tentacle is going to go at Zaraxis.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's a 19 to hit.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's saving me for last.
You're still
For dramatic time.
1 piercing and a dex save.
That's a crit fail.
Okay, that is a fail on the dex. So you take 1 piercing damage,
Okay.
and
You
then
should have died.
you take 9 fire,
So
and
10.
you are attacked. So total of 10 damage,
Okay.
and it is hooked onto you.
Okay.
Second tentacle. Blow.
Oh
See
no,
it?
no.
I told you, he's saving me for last.
It's a 14.
Miss.
Yeah, fucking.
Third tentacle. I think we all know where this one's going. Right?
Yeah. Is that a crit?
That is a 6 plus 7, 13.
That will miss.
That will miss.
2 missed tentacles in this round. That's a pretty big game.
I thought for sure when you paused it would be a crit. It's like,
It was.
"Come here."
It's on. You can look at the die roll. It's on a 6 right here. It looked like it was going to end up on the 16. They're right next to each other, but it ended on the 6. 13 is a miss.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Sometimes you get lucky. Better be lucky than good. That is the carapace's turn. It is Zaraxis.
It's not.
Not a
it's-
bash.
Oh, it does also have bash.
Yeehaw.
For it to use its, I mean,
Can it bash you?
High up is the ceiling.
What can it bash
Just
you with?
knock
Yeah.
into the ceiling.
it's barbed onto somebody, so it can't fly towards the ceiling and it can't fly towards the wall. It doesn't have enough extendo on that since it's hooked onto you. It's going to go back to the ground and try and drag you across the ground and make another bash attack on you.
Good.
Let's go, cowboy.
That's only a 9. That was a bad roll. It kind of swerves along and kind of cracks along the side of the rock.
up your leg.
You gotta keep the one hand up in the air.
Right.
Those
Zaraxis.
hands with the hammers, baby.
I'm just gonna swing my sword around to like hit the tentacle.
Okay, that's attached to you. Alright.
Yeah.
A 18.
18 hits.
It's back on the ground, right?
Is it?
Did it fly back up?
Yeah.
So that's.
Well, it started going back up, but it
I was talking
doesn't
about
have...
how far I was going to
It's
fall.
actually no, because it's got enough movement. It is 20 feet back because it's got 40 feet of flying, so it hits and then flies back because it's 20 feet up. Yeah,
Then 11 damage.
11 damage. You kind of sword and slice, and as you do it, this tentacle kind of it cuts through it. The barb still is stuck inside of you, but instead of, and like there's little drips of that kind of hot fluid comes out, followed by just a couple drips of your blood as it's like a sieve stuck into you. And this tentacle just like twists and writhes, and you see all of them, like these kind of barbed ends, fall off as these tentacles swirl and writhe back into the carapace itself, and then it kind of hovers there a second, and then it and starts falling to the ground. You make me a dex save, being on its back.
5.
Okay.
Welcome to the Hindenburg, son.
You take 4 bludgeoning damage as this thing comes crashing into the ground, twisting around and kind of throws you along the crystalline bottom. And that is the end of your turn, Zaxxas?
Yeah.
Lala, what you doing?
It's down for the count.
Seems like it.
There's a giant gray angel.
Oh, I'm gonna cast.
Don't just attack.
No, don't attack it.
I'm not gonna attack it. I'm gonna cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
See if you know.
Oh yeah, you can say something.
Well,
That means you can understand.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the angel says anything.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Candle.
I would kind of like to go, and dramatically fall over and ride around on the ground for a couple of minutes. I
Okay.
think.
You
You're
start
at
riding.
7 HP, don't be
Dermir.
I will. Can I do a religion to see what
Yeah, roll
thing
it.
is? 7.
That an angel.
That'd be an angel.
Okay, I'm gonna guess I'll heal some buddies.
Somebody's
Who's the worst off?
7.
Candle.
Who's the worst off? Everybody points at me.
I was just waiting for a lower bid. And like,
Another 6.
6
Okay,
hit points.
that's much better. I'm still bloody.
Is that the
but
end of your turn?
That's
Yeah, I won't hack it into the thing.
Okay. This angel will fly over towards this carapace, kind of landing on the crystalline ground next to it, and you see it kind of press its spear into the opening of it and kind of pry it up and look inside, and then like kind of let it fall back
What's
to the
inside?
ground. Gross. Clean it up.
Gross.
Oh, hey!
Just as the only one who understands it, tell us. Clean this up.
you hear in Celestial. Gross. Clean it up. And he kind of seemingly checking that this thing is dead. It's then going to take you out of initiative. I was just fucking with you guys. Initiative to see if you'd swing at it. It is going to turn and start walking towards the group of you, spear in hand, but kind of like walking along non-aggressively.
So
Yeah,
away from me,
correctly.
because I'm like probably
Yeah.
half under.
And,
You're
and,
ahead.
and now that we're out of initiative, I pull the pop it up.
Are you
had-
still writhing on the ground?
You got healed.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, now that I've been healed, probably not. We had overly dramatic Kruthik, and now you're dealing with overly dramatic.
Seeing you kind of still on the ground, though, this angel entity is going to walk over and is going to rest a hand on you. We're sorry, you see this big gray hand reach out for you, rest on your shoulder, and you will regain a lot of ones in that roll. 8 hit points.
I think I'm in love.
I want better healing. A bird lady for a bird man. Hey, you're a bird lady that can fly. I'm a bird lady that can't. I'm a bird guy that can't fly.
And it is going to kind of look around at the group of you, and
I will look up and wonder at the angel and say, "I like your wings."
You're pearly.
yeah, not going.
Did you say you're pearly?
She is. And it is like, looking at her here, let me get to the correct page and make sure I'm accurately describing everything about this beautiful angel.
Uh-oh. She has a written character description. Everybody buckle up.
I get the feeling she's here for me.
Yeah, you're going to want to be very inconspicuous.
I mean, if she's a celestial, she knows.
Gonna be like another holes reference, guys. Gonna be like Mr. Sir.
Yeah.
Gotta have like at least 2 holes references per session.
Exactly.
Where is that thing that has the stuff?
What has the stuff? The
Oh,
stuff.
it's lower down
What a
here.
profound
isn't it?
question. What has this?
What has the stuff?
I think the better question is,
There
what
we go.
is this stuff?
Okay.
That's also.
So you can see she's probably about 7.5, 8 feet
How
tall,
is this
gray
not-
skin,
But
white
Arby's has
feathery
the meat.
wings. You can see that she has a female form, like she's clearly a female form, shaved, completely bald head, with this gray, angelic, like picturesque face.
Did you intentionally plan this character to be in memoriam of Sinead O'Connor?
No,
No.
I did not. And she is going to speak telepathically, and everyone in the vicinity, like everyone hears a voice. But it's not. Her mouth doesn't move. She doesn't speak. It seems to kind of you understand her words inside of your head telepathically. And she is going to say,
Fuck.
Gross.
"Away!" She is going to say, "Oh,
It's not happening.
it's a party foul."
Listen, it's not a character sheet if it doesn't have some mysterious stains on
Yeah,
it.
that's right. And she will say to you all, "My apologies, mortals, for this incursion. It will be dealt with. More might come through the schism, but we will have it closed soon enough. About your business." And then she will flap her wings up into the air, and she said, and she will kind of turn back, and again in all your heads you will hear, "Do not attempt to follow down this path, for it leads to the schism. I will be collapsing it behind me, so no further incursion will happen in this place." And then she starts flying back towards the cave she came from.
Can I roll an Arcana for knowledge of planar schisms?
Okay.
Is it like a tear in this time-space continuum?
Basically, 14.
Best you can tell, probably some sort of tear or opening between the planes.
Yikes. I'm gonna guess plane of fire. Based on the ouch.
I'm going to guess astral plane based off of the look of the thing. 'Cause it's
I'm
sort of
gonna
astral.
guess.
Bets.
I'm
Scorpion
gonna
plane. Chupacabra plane.
I'm gonna take the low end and say
The
plane of
plane.
ice.
Mud heat.
The most terrible plane in existence. The plane that exists on the line between the plane of earth and the plane of water. The mud.
And it's literally an entire plane of hills of mud that are slowly sliding into oblivion.
Yeah, hills of mud.
I think it's tongue.
Hills of mud slowly sliding into oblivion, or hills of mud
Just slowly sliding into oblivion.
Is that their EP?
Yes.
I
Exactly.
think it came from the plane of Spirit Airlines.
Yes.
No, I think you mean United. That's why it attacked us.
Going directly under three-star man pelt. Which I had completely forgotten.
Good old 3-star man fell. Should've gone on Red Dead the other day. It's good times. But yeah, this was. I mean, you guys feel like you have a telepathic link if you want to try and say something, but she seems to state her business and fly back towards the cavern.
Need a hand?
And she kind of is like kind of flying, like pauses a second, and she says, "It is our charge to deal with these problems. About your business."
Rude?
Do not say that to the giant angel lady.
She will. You want to get smite? That's how you get smite.
I'm just sad I never got a response when I complimented her week. Because clearly she understands us. Sure.
Maybe
Don't
because you
open
spoke
this.
physically instead of
Good to
telepathically.
know.
No.
The winter elves are explosive, apparently.
The one I had last time didn't explode, but
Unlucky.
I will be aware of that.
Be kind!
Stone Cold Steve
Shakes or
Austin.
anything. Like,
And this
Yeah.
angelic visage flies back towards that cavern.
I think it's
Let
fair
her
to
be.
say.
She's having a piss party. Let's go.
I think it's fair to say we're all a little starstruck.
after she says that, Theodore comes somebody back up after pulling himself out from under the thing. What I miss?
And see.
And with that,
Yes.
that is where we will call this episode of Skygate to a close. You guys having dealt with the aberrant abomination from potentially another plane.
Beyond the stars.
Met a angel who is apparently working on that problem, who didn't want any help from you, it would seem. And now, with this done, should have a contract waiting for you with the Rubyfist, though those problems seem
Smaller
in comparison to the broad scale of things after this episode. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next episode of Skygate.